Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and we're here at the finish line of the 2017 Tarawera Ultramarathon. I'm with women's champion Camille Herron. Congratulations!
Thank you.
It was a double win by USA here in the North Island of New Zealand.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for both me and Jim and I. Get things straight.
Grammar is coming back slowly. Yeah, like in summary, 360-degree viewpoint. How do you feel about today?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I got the win. I got the course record.
Yeah.
Coming into the race, I'm still trying to get back in shape since I hurt my hammy, and so I know I'm in better shape than I was at Bandera. So I didn't know what kind of shape
where it was going to be.
Yeah. But I mean, I felt pretty confident that I've gotten in some more training, and I felt I was going to run faster or feel better. So yeah, I can't complain. I got the win.
A lot of times early on if you're going to have a good day or not. Your body kind of sends you a couple messages. Mm-hmm. Did you have that feeling early on that it was going to be a good day?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. At least compared to Bandera. Well, Bandera was really cold, but I didn't quite have the spring in my legs, and I just was out of shape. I mean, I was winded at Bandera. So today to start and not feel winded and to feel some spring in my legs, I could tell I felt pretty good and it was going to be okay.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, walk me through the race a little bit. I mean, our team saw you several times throughout the course today, and you were always running just inside, right at, or just outside the overall top 10. Your position relative to other people seemed pretty even keel. Is that how it kind of felt to you too?
Yeah, I think so. And I think everybody was expecting me to go out really hard, I guess. And but I have a pretty good sense of effort, and I felt I went out pretty conservative, and I felt like I paced it just right. I never felt I really hit a point where I bonked really badly. I felt I still had spring in my legs the entire time.
Yeah.
So the entire race I was trying to think about spring, feel light.
Yeah.
So I had that in my head. I was just okay, just keep my legs springy. And even going over the technical terrain, I was okay, just be really light, and just kind of navigate it, and so yeah, I just felt I persisted.
Yeah.
A funny story was we went to go get a tuna sub yesterday, and we had to go to 3 subways to finally find tuna.
Wow.
Yeah, so none of the subways had tuna. So our running joke was that it was a sign that I needed to be persistent in my race.
You accomplished your mission of getting a tuna sub at Subway.
Yeah.
Therefore, I shall persevere during Tarawera.
Exactly.
Fine logic. Fine logic. A lot of people will say that spring in your step eventually goes away at the end of an ultra, you kind of start slugging along.
Yeah.
Did you feel springy all day?
I felt pretty springy all day. Yeah, I think I probably went through periods where I wasn't as springy.
Yeah.
And I felt I was really in tune with how I was feeling and trying to fuel and hydrate, but yeah, no, I felt once we got past all the really technical stuff and we got a more runnable stuff.
The last 40K was pretty much made for somebody like you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I didn't realize it was going to be that runnable.
Okay.
But we had that gnarly middle section, and it was way tougher than I expected.
Okay.
And so but I knew eventually we would get past it and get into more runnable stuff. But, it was flat. It was pretty flat. I was whoa, that last part was pretty flat, and I finally could run and feel fluid, and so that was nice.
One of the potential downsides of being the leader is that you don't necessarily get immediate notes of how close people are behind you. If you're second place, people always tell you you're X minutes to the lead, right?
Yeah.
But you were gaining incrementally on the field the rest of the day, little by little by little by little. Did you have any knowledge of where the other girls were? Or
Yeah, I wasn't really getting any feedback on like how far back they were. And we had like a 5K loop around that we had to do. And when I had already looped
the loop
around,
of despair.
Yeah.
Did you feel despair during it?
No, I didn't feel despair, but like I had already done the full loop and was finishing the loop and coming back down, and that was when I saw Magdalena and Cecilia. And so I knew, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how far back they were. And so, I mean, I'm just out there, I run by effort, so I'm just out there pushing myself and trying to hit, like I said, about 75 to 80% effort. And so I was just concentrating on myself and how I felt and trying to push myself at the max. So, yeah.
So you drank some beer out there today. I'm not sure that I know. Now, probably the ultra running community will correct me when I'm wrong here, but I don't know that we have a lot of examples of people running at the immediate front of the pack and using beer as fuel.
Yeah.
So, can you talk about your beer drinking today?
Yeah, I guess I drank a total of 24 ounces of beer, and it was like 8 ounces spaced out like over three times, and so I'm now sponsored by Rogue L, so I gotta put a plug in for my sponsor. And we actually found Rogue L in New Zealand, so we were really happy about that.
Made it all the way over here.
Yeah, but it, I don't know, I just feel like I have like mental clarity after I drink beer.
That's usually the opposite feeling that I have, but hey.
Yeah, I don't know, I somehow have a response of like it makes me like mentally clear, and so like I take it later in the race, and as long as I don't drink too much, I'm okay.
Now, I've seen you race a couple times and kind of come collapsing into the finish. I think Lake Sonoma was because your hamstring was just tying up on you. Today you crossed the finish line and it was like you no longer had control of your body. You won the race, you set a course record, and then suddenly your body just gave out. Do you know what happened?
I think it's like orthostatic hypotension or something.
So you just felt like weak, just weak and like you needed to lay down.
Yeah, I think it's like a blood pressure thing or something. I don't know. I mean, it happens in marathons a lot. So yeah, I think about like my road ultras. I was laying on the ground after those, and so like I just feel like I pushed myself to the max, and then you stop after the race, and you're just like your blood pressure goes haywire.
So I'm not totally. I don't know exactly what the date is today. It's like February 10th, 11th?
11th?
So it's February 11th, and you already have 200 Ks under your belt for 2017. Are you going to take like a little rest period now that you have your golden ticket? You've done this race?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of had some races tentatively planned for March, but they were going to be shorter. So yeah, I'm not doing anything long until Lake Sonoma in April. So yeah.
And that will be kind of part of your Western states. So, Lake Sonoma. That was kind of your trail debut and the great trail misadventure of Camille Herron in 2016. And I mean that in like a joking way. Are you going back to Lake Sonoma because you feel like you
redemption?
Not redemption, but you feel like you can do better than you did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I just want to keep building on my fitness, and now going into it, like hopefully, be fit, be healthy, and be able to run like myself, and just push my own limits and see if I could get the course record. And so I feel like I do need redemption on that race because it just was really ugly last year.
Well, trail running is something that you're, like, to be objective, still adapting to.
Yeah.
Like, you come from road marathoning, you don't live in a place where you have access to trails.
Yeah.
How would you assess your adaptation process as of right now? Like, because today had, running dirt roads, it had some technical terrain, it had tight single track that was weaving and winding. Where are you at, like, skills-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I handled today pretty well, like all everything, like the technicality and, I mean, I guess Bandera was pretty technical and this had that technical section, and so, like, that's pretty much, like, the weirdest thing for me is, like, oh my gosh, I got all these, like, tree roots and rocks and stuff, and, like, but I feel like my brother says I have a one-track mind of run as fast as I possibly can, so I don't let it really faze me. I feel like I don't let anything really faze me. I'm just out there just trying to at least try not to redline it, and like go into like oxygen debt as long as I like keep myself like pretty like, under, like keep my heart rate down or whatever, that I'm okay, and like just run as fast as I can over whatever terrain and climb, descend, technical, so yeah.
Well, right on. Congratulations to you on your win and your course record here at Tarawera.
Thank you.
And I think probably the next time that we'll see you will be on the starting line of Lake Sonoma.
Yeah.
Congrats again, Camille.
Thank you.